Hi, this is Francis Poeta.
And I'm Garrett Rowe, and today we're going to dive deeper into IBM's journey to cloud. Today we have with us my good friend Pavel, our global leader for the Cloud Kubernetes service. Pavel, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the service?
I am Pavel Ferreri, and I lead sales globally for our IBM Cloud Platform, Kubernetes, and developer services. It's important to make the right decision on selecting the best cloud platform, whether you want to migrate existing applications or modernize those applications that you have by extending capabilities with new services and decomposing them into microservices. The IBM Cloud Platform is built on one architecture that spans across a fully hybrid cloud model that allows you to have workloads, whether on a public cloud, on a dedicated environment, or even a private cloud, and your data center managed either by yourself or by IBM's professional services organization.
Thanks, Pavel. That leads us directly into what we're going to show today.
Hi, Garrett. Nice to see you again. Today, I think we're going a little deeper and looking at that same kind of journey and saying, okay, what other features and functionalities do we provide in IBM Cloud to actually make the networking and, more importantly, the security of those applications more robust? And I think one of the things that when we look at this new architecture and this combining of two really diverse platforms, right? One that was built specifically for a data center and for what we'll say is enclosed workloads. And then how do we take that and how do we make our customers feel safe about taking that and moving it into a cloud environment with multiple networks involved, with multiple security footprints involved, and do it in a manner that secures the workloads, but also makes it easy and facile for those people working in those IT departments to be able to feel confident in the work they're doing.
Great point, Francis. IBM offers VMware with NSXT 2.4 on cloud, and this offers some great features to solve a lot of these networking and security concerns. NSXT introduces the concept of overlay networking and distributed firewalls, essentially the ability to create a software-defined networking of anything you can route to. We have our IBM Cloud Kubernetes service running our front-end page generation and our legacy Oracle database running on a virtual machine. I've created an overlay network in VMware that encapsulates that VM and the Cloud Kubernetes service. So I'm able to directly network between them over this secure IBM network and apply distributed firewall rules from one single UI to control all of the data. Let's take a peek at it. So for a quick recap, I have my VMware environment up on the IBM Cloud, and I vMotioned up my main application virtual machine. It's app mod demo. So you can see I've got the database stack running. And again, looking at my legacy web application running on port 7001, so a non-standard HTTP port. And again, here's our Kubernetes front end now running with the additions of multiple languages and with our chatbot. So let's focus on the back end, on that Oracle database, which is running on our private server, but interfacing with the new front end that's generated by Kubernetes. So if we look in NSX, I've got my edge cluster running across 3 machines, and I have my IBM Cloud Kubernetes service here with one worker generating my front end. So what I've done is I've taken this worker node and I've integrated it in with my NSX cluster as part of the overlay network. So here's where some brand new VMware NSXT features come in. I have the Kubernetes worker set up as a host transport node, and you can see it's joined as part of my overlay network. Now, the magic of NSXT comes with the automatic creation of the tunnels. So these tunnels allow for the software-defined network. And you can see when I look at my overlay network and I look at the ports, I've got my AppMod demo VM and I have my Kubernetes cluster directly on the overlay network together. So here you can see I'm showing a trace flow from my Cloud Kubernetes service into my virtual machine AppMod demo. You can see it's networking via the tunnel and running through my distributed firewall, including the distributed firewall rules that are being applied in. So NSXT includes a layer 7 firewall. Layer 7 firewall allows you to actually inspect network traffic and determine firewall rules based on the traffic that's coming across and not just based on the IP or the networking layer itself. Now let's look at the distributed firewall and how it works. So I've created one policy. That legacy web app is my demo. I've created two rules for the policy, one to control the Oracle database and one to control HTTP traffic. For the services, this is out of the box for NSXT. It comes with 50 plus services predefined, and for me that's the Oracle database. The second rule I've crafted in a slightly different way. Instead of binding to a specific service, I've bound to a profile, and that profile is HTTP traffic. And this is where the layer 7 firewall comes in, because I'm not specifying a port at all. I'm telling the firewall to look for things that look like HTTP traffic. So you can see via the monitoring that we're getting decent traffic in on both of the rules. Let's first start by disabling the legacy front end. And now checking my legacy web application, you can see it's spinning. It's no longer able to connect. Now let's look out to our Kubernetes front end. As you can see, when I click on the account tab, it's routing traffic back through the private network to pull data off of my Oracle database. Let's prove that out. I can log into my Kubernetes dashboard and look in the logs so you can see that I'm routing traffic and returning rows back through the private network. Now we're going to set the firewall to drop the Oracle traffic and refreshing and no more traffic flowing. Let's look at the log. And we can see now we've captured an Oracle database error. Let's re-enable the traffic across Oracle, and the data is back.
Yeah, I really do love the fact we're really getting a robust security footprint here with the NSXT and IKS. Yes, this new UI and the data first mechanisms and securities that we've exposed in this presentation, I think is really going to help our customers see a very easy and consistent way to do firewalling without having to relearn everything from scratch that they've spent their careers learning.
Thanks, Francis. So on behalf of Pavel, Francis, and myself, I'd like to thank you for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you next time.